Hey guys, Marsing here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we have the Dragon Ball Fusion's second batch of EZAs and Awakenings on Global. I'm pretty sure on JP they got the Awakenings and then had to wait for the EZA. So on Global, to obviously fill in the gap in the schedule, we got the Awakenings and the EZA straight away, which is good in terms of having access to the units to use straight away. But unfortunately, it means that obviously there's been no time to link level them, because I don't really like to link level units before they awaken, because then obviously they get shattering the limit at the end. So once I'd finished the actual EZA for these guys, I think I managed to run like 2 or 3 runs on stage 7-10. So as you can see, like a couple of his links have gone up, including shattering the limit. But yeah, so we're going to start showing off the new Fusions EZA. So we're going to start off with CELLZA. So pretty much all of them have mid leader skills that you'll probably never use outside of something like Battlefield. His is INT type 3 key and 100% to stats. His super attack raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers defense. So the greatly lowers defense isn't really anything to get excited about, but the raises attack and defense for 1 turn is obviously very, very good. And then his passive is attack and defense 120%. He recovers 10% HP at the start of the turn and recovers an additional 10% HP when your HP is 50% or less. Then he gets an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super if HP is 50% or more. So the thing about this that you have to be aware of is if you have, let's say you have a different unit in slot 1, you have him in slot 2. If the unit in slot 1 gets super attacked and that then puts you below 50% HP, then when he goes to perform his super attack, that condition will obviously not be met, so he will not be getting the extra 100% attack and defense. So that is something to bear in mind. So we're obviously running him on the transformation boost team. This Tech Cell is one of his best link partners, because one of the great things about CELLZA is that he does have big bad bosses. So obviously once he's fully link level to link level 10, Big Bad Bosses is the best link in the game basically. 25% extra attack and defense with no condition whatsoever. So very, very good. Garlic Jr. does have it as well. So we do actually have it active here. So let's not pick up any type orbs, and then we can not lose Big Bad Bosses, because I don't want to get too much HP back and then lose out on that buff. So he's starting off with 157k defense. On super, obviously from his super attack effect, he's getting 30%. And then as we are above 50% HP, he's going to get that 100% buff as well. So he's going to be pretty close to, if not at 300k, because remember those buffs don't go off of this number, they go off his start of turn defense. But he's going to be very, very close to 300k defense after supering, which is really good. And then obviously by having that raises attack and defense for 1 turn as his super attack effect, if he does get an additional super, wow, 5.5 million on turn 1 with 2 links active, and one of those is Big Bad Bosses, of course. Although to be fair, both Garlic Jr. and Cooler are supporting him on this team, because Cooler, of course, provides support to transformation boost enemy allies as long as there's only 1 enemy, and this CELLZA is on transformation boost, so he's getting 40% buff from Garlic Jr. and then 30% from Cooler. So that was a pretty heavily supported rotation, but even so, only 2 links active, and his links are like level 2 or level 1, and he's putting out over a 5 million attack stat. That's pretty good. Imagine him on his best turn once he's actually full link level 10. That's going to be pretty crazy. And we got Kid Buu on the team. You got to bring Kid Buu on the team, right, to overhype these kind of units for their showcases. The turn where we have this CELLZA. CELLZA is one of the next ones we'll be doing. With CELLZA linked up with Cell, and then Kid Buu in slot 3, because remember that Tech Cell is also a support unit, 30% for extreme types, so that rotation with them together and then Kid Buu is going to be pretty crazy for CELLZA, because he's going to have a fair few of his links active and a lot of support, so that's going to be a very strong turn. So let's see, what are we looking at here? So now with Cell, we get Shocking Speed, Shattering the Limit, and Nightmare. Now, it is only 3 links. Unfortunately, a lot of these Fusions characters, they don't have a ton of great link partners. In fact, they do share, according to this, they share 4 links. So what are we missing out? Oh, we're missing out on Big Bad Bosses, aren't we? Because our health isn't low enough. Whereas, yeah, Cell has Big Bad Bosses at level 10. So they do share 4 links. That's pretty much the best you can get with the Cell, unfortunately. So I think we probably want to put you in slot 1, yeah, because then we don't gain any extra links by having him in slot 2. So his start of turn defense here is 127k. So let's go ahead. Obviously, significant difference by not having Big Bad Bosses active here. So let's go ahead and see what his attack stat is going to be like. How much damage do we take from this? Type advantage. Oh, okay, we'll just get the dodge. Level 5 dodge. Still 4.5 million. So 4.5 million with no Big Bad Bosses active is pretty good. 3 links at like level 1 or 2. And he's still putting out that kind of attack stat. And then obviously an additional super, that attack stat's going to jump up because he raises attack and defense. And then, yeah, once Big Bad Bosses is level 10 and is active all the time, then, yeah, he's going to be looking really, really good. So he's not a slot 1 unit primarily because he does get not only the super attack effect defense raise, but that extra 100% from his passive. But he's at least got reasonable start of turn defense, especially once you get to the point where Big Bad Bosses is going to be active all the time. But yeah, he's obviously more designed to be a slot 2 or 3 unit. But man, he is looking pretty good so far here, I would say. So let's do this so we get all of the links active for STR Cooler. This is going to be a blowout turn here. I mean, Physical Cooler might just finish off Goku by himself because, you know, Physical EZA Cooler is no slouch either. 4 million on his first attack stat here. And potentially a second one to follow. Or are we just going to get bad RNG, just get normal attacks? Yeah, we are. But then STR Cooler comes out with a 4 million. He, of course, is infinitely stacking. Guaranteed crits against Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans. So, of course, he takes out Goku here. And we can go on to Gohan. Alright, so Gohan, we have type disadvantage. So let's go ahead and put you in the middle. The problem with Big Bad Bosses not being at level 10 when it comes to doing a showcase is obviously, on the one hand, we would kind of like to lose a bit of HP so Big Bad Bosses can activate. But then, of course, for this Celza, you need to be at 50% or above so that he actually gets that extra buff from his passive. So Gohan just did a lot of damage to Cell. What is our HP at here? 6.2 million for cool. Okay, so I think that means we're high enough that he got his passive, but low enough for Big Bad Bosses. Yeah, we're just above. We're at like 53% HP. So yeah, Big Bad Bosses kicked in and we still got his passive. So with Kid Buu on rotation, this is the exact turn I was talking about earlier. This was his perfect turn with Big Bad Bosses and his passive. 6.2 million. And again, that is with his links not fully leveled out of the links that he did have active. So once we do have him at full 10, like, he's going to be pushing like 7 million attack stat on his super. With the chance to, of course, then additional and do an even slightly higher additional one. So that is pretty crazy. Cells are definitely looking very good. I mean, any unit that has Big Bad Bosses is obviously going to have a little bit of an advantage. But yeah, he's looking really, really good. Transformation Boost is obviously a good team as well. He is also on what other team? Because everyone is obviously on Fusion, Crossover, and Fused Fighters. And then, yeah, his only other one is Transformation Boost. That was the problem with the early set of the first batch of the Fusions, is the fact that they didn't have a lot of extra categories, which could obviously be a bit detrimental because the Fusion team itself, and then especially the Fused Fighters variant once the Anniversary LR Super Saiyan 4s come out, has so much competition for really, really powerful units that it feels like some of those guys would struggle to find a place. Whereas I think Transformation Boost, whilst it also has a lot of very, very good units, it's definitely a good place for this Celza on a more villain-centric team. So I think we're at enough HP here to have Big Bad Bosses and his passive again. Yeah, 5.79 with the little bit of effect that he gets from Cooler, because Cooler's giving 30% support as opposed to Kid Buu giving 50, but still 5.7, and this is on turns where after supering his defense is like 300k, so pretty good. In terms of like the most difficult content in the game, like the Vegeta event, Super Battle Road, stuff like that, obviously you want him to be super attacking before he takes any hits, and then he will be looking reasonably good. I would definitely worry about, obviously, type disadvantage, especially in things like Extreme Super Battle Road, and even in, like, the Legendary Vegeta event, for example, when you get to Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta at the end, even though it's type neutral, it'd be interesting to see whether post-super attack, Celza would be able to tank a super from Blue Evolution Vegeta. He might be able to take the initial super, but if there's a bunch of follow-up attacks, I don't know if he would be able to survive those. So we've got big bad bosses here. It means we've got 158k HP at the start of the turn. We'll try not to get same type orbs because we've got like 80% health. We just don't have... Are we getting the Dokkan attack with Cell? Okay. Tech Cell is not a great slot 1 unit either, really, because he does greatly raise defense on Super and has a chance to do multiple additionals. I'm not going to hit the nodes here because I don't really want him to do crazy damage, and also it speeds up the animation a little bit. But as you can see here, I mean, obviously this is one of the easier Infinite Dragon Ball history stages, but he was still taking double-digit damage from the normal attacks in slot 1. So definitely a good rotation partner for this Celza. Sadly, no crit. There you go. We get our first double super, which of course means now his defense is going to be even higher. Wow, we get the crit, 5 million. So his defense is probably close to like 350k at this point. So yeah, Celza really, really good. Transformation boost, obviously probably one of the best places to run him, because on the fusion category, there's not really a lot of villain characters that are going to have big bad bosses. So it's not necessarily going to be the best setup for using him, but overall I think he's pretty damn good. When he's at full link level 10, I can't wait to see what he can do. His sticker effect is okay. We've got like the giant death ball thing at the top, which looks alright. Some of the fusions cards have some really good ones, and then some of them are just really bad, and then I guess Celza's just kind of in the middle. So let me know what you think of this guy down below in the comment section. I think he's definitely very, very solid. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.